what's up guys, it's your boy Pickle. Today we're going to be doing a quick video. Shouldn't take me no more than 10 minutes. I'm just going to go over all of the BW weapons in the game. Now, the tiers are going to be pretty straightforward. This is just simply my opinion. If you have a different opinion, great. I did not mean to click that. But at the end of the day, we're going to have A, B, C, and D. I was going to try something pretty new, but I dropped it. So at the end of the day, let's go ahead and start. AR-11. So I'm going to spend like 30-40 seconds on each BW weapon to show you what it's like. At the end of the day, AR-11, pretty good hip fire, but once you start shooting, it kind of sucks, but the ADS accuracy is pretty serviceable, but not at long range. This only has a 1.35x scope. It does not have anything past that, and it has an underbarrel dual grenade, which you can see has a pretty high splash radius and pretty decent damage as well. Let's go ahead and check out those damage numbers. At the end of the day, you have 157 damage at 15 meters, 117 at 70 meters. Headshot damage, you have a 2x multiplier, so that bumps it up. The headshot DPS is 57.56 at 15 meters. The long range DPS is 21.45 at 70, but that's going to be a little bit less, maybe around 1600 because of the accuracy. Now the muzzle velocity is pretty average at 750 meters per second. The rate of fire is above average at 1100 rounds per minute, and as you can see, the spread on the hip fire is 2. Aiming is 0.2, so that's a lot better. Now, this does have pretty good ammo at 40 and 360 in reserve. Now, the grenade launcher does 1,500 damage, and the splash damage is 750 meters at 1, and 1 at 5 meters. So that splash radius is indeed above average. Muzzle velocity is 60 meters per second. It is a single shot under barrel. Now, the AR-11, at the end of the day, I'm going to put in B tier. It's pretty average, doesn't do really well at long range, and after you fire, like the first 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shots, you're not gonna do the best with it, right? Now, moving on to BWAR. This is one of my favorite BW weapons. It's awesome. I have over like 14,000 kills on it. It's brilliant. This has phenomenal hipfire accuracy, as you can see. Like, all you really need is about 10 shots, and that's 11 right there, so that's wonderful. Now, it does have an underbarrel dual grenade, which has phenomenal splash radius. Now, getting to the ADS, you have a 1.35, and I'm pretty sure a 3 or a 4x scope. I cannot tell which one is which. I think, yeah, this is a 3x. No, this is a 4. This is a 4? No, this is a 3x. Let's go ahead and look at the specs. ARX, 209 damage. 418 damage, and again 157 at 70 meters. Now this muzzle velocity is above average at 800 meters per second to give it that extra bit of range. Now muzzle velocity is very important. It helps you aim a lot. Hip firing starts at 8, 1.2 spread. Aiming starts at 1. It also is 1 at moving, which is very important. It's a 0.14 spread. Now it does have a 3-round burst at 960 RPM. That gives it a lot of burst damage, and we'll talk about that later. Now the underbarrel does 1,000, so it is indeed less than the AR-11, but keep in mind, you fire 2. So you're shooting 2, that's 2,000 damage. The splash damage will net 1,000 at 1 meter, 2 at 5 meters. That's the net. Muzzle velocity is 60. Now, at the end of the day, your reload time is 4 seconds, so it's a little bit below average. I forgot to mention here that the reload time is also 4. So keep that in mind, please. Now, at the end of the day, that's 3-round burst. It looks something like this, where you shoot. This is, again, pretty fast. As you can see, the bullet spacing, the groupings of the bullets are very, very even. You're not going to have a lot of issues there, alright? So, at the end of the day, I'm putting ARX in solid S tier. This is one of the best BW weapons in the game. Does not need any support. If you want to throw a support double barrel shotgun in there, you totally can for that burst damage. That is an awesome combination, but you definitely don't need it. This thing has awesome time to kill, and it will service you very well. Now, moving on to the submachine guns, we have PDW-16. This is a blue BW weapon, so don't expect it to be too good. It has pretty slow rate of fire, but as you can see, that's a little bit over half of the magazine, and it has a really fast reload. The ADS is not the best, as you can see that bullet grouping. There's ARX next to it, PDW next to it, PDW a lot worse bullet grouping, so it gets a little bit bad, but it reloads pretty quickly, so that's pretty nice. Let's look at the specs. 250 damage, so that is above ARX, but it does 500 damage. This thing does 418. So look, listen, this has a 2x headshot multiplier. This will 2-shot anti-explode, 2 to 3 shot. Now, this does have a 600 round per minute RPM. Now again, this is a 2x multiplier. This is pretty huge. because look, this is only slightly below what ARX is. So if you can land headshots, this PDW-16 will be really good. It is going to be really, really good. But at the end of the day, it's going to need a lot of support. It's going to need a sniper. It's going to need a long-range weapon. So again, I'm putting it in B tier, but I'm putting it above AR-11 because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty confident, I mean, it is better at close range. Now, my favorite, BW SMG. This is my favorite BW weapon. Not because it's the best, though. It is definitely not the best. It's no way better than ARX, because this thing cannot snipe for jack shit. Now, the ADS looks something like this. Hipfire looks something like this. The bullet grouping, as you can see right there, that's the ADS. That is a hip firing right there. Now, if I were to just spray, that's not what I meant to do, but at the end of the day, that's just spray radius right there. Now, this does have an underbarrel shotgun, which is beautiful. The grouping on this looks like that from that far away. And this is a very big help because you can basically fire the main gun, switch over to the underbarrel shotgun, and get 2 underbarrel shots off by the time you have to reload. Now, let's go ahead and talk about pure specs. We have 156 damage at 50 meters, 78 at 50. So this does have a little higher damage per second than PDW. This does 58-50 at 15 meters because this has a 1.5 headshot multiplier. But again, this PDW has 2 and it will 2-shot. This thing is gonna have to 5-shot. Think about that. It's gonna have to 5-shot. It might seem like it's killing quicker, but it's actually gonna be killing about the same. However, it's very forgiving. It's a very, very forgiving weapon. It has a hip fire of 9, aiming of 4. Both have 0.3 sped, so it's going to be about the same. I would just hip fire all day, every day, except when you really need the ADS, that extra, 5 degrees of accuracy. The 1,500 round per minute, that's really above average. That is over double the 600 that PDW has. Okay, now the underbarrel shotgun is where this thing really shines. This thing does 133 damage times 15 pellets at 14, 40 at 23. So this has a little bit less range, about the same as your main gun. So you're going to feel that damage drop off about the same. However, this muzzle velocity is 400 meters per second. This is 350. It won't matter too much, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to lead a shot a little bit more with this underbarrel shotgun. Now, this is a single shot underbarrel, but at the end of the day, you can rapid fire like that once you get really good. Again, it's main gun, unclick, Q, click, Q again, keep shooting, okay? But this submachine gun is really solid. I'm putting it in A here because you have to run a long-range weapon with this. This is why I went Hailstorm. You see me in my older videos. I've always run SMG and Hailstorm together because Hailstorm complements SMGX so much because it has 0 damage drop-off. And I'll get to that in the VIP one, but it is really solid. Now, at the end of the day, that is SMGX. Moving on to BW LMG11. This thing has fallen from grace. Totally fallen from grace. I am extremely sad about this guy. But at the end of the day, you have BW LMG11. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. It's pretty glowing. It's a Votex model. This is pretty solid. Now, the hip fire, as you can see, is not the best. However, the ADS, there's your bullet grouping right there. I forgot where that was from. I think this is from AR. Yeah, I think this is from ARX. But the bullet grouping is not the best. This is compared to the Hailstorm. That's a Hailstorm. That's the LMG. It's about the same. But let's take a look at the raw numbers. Now, this has no underbarrel, by the way, so it's not as versatile. 250 damage, 500 headshot, and it has 750 muzzle velocity, but it has a low rate of fire. Now, PDW is going to do more damage per second, but let's keep looking. 1.5 aiming accuracy compared to 4. That's pretty big. Now, this has a 0.1 spread compared to a 0.32 spread, so this is going to have better accuracy than your PDW. Now, it does have 200 rounds in the magazine. That is very rare nowadays. You're not going to find that a lot. That's good. You want to keep that. Now, that's basically it with the LMG11. This is very serviceable. This is a very serviceable weapon. I'm putting it in A here below SMGX. This thing is really good, but at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to run this totally solo like you have with the RX. You're going to need something up close to do outstanding damage per second, like a shotgun. You're gonna hear me say pair a shotgun with a lot of these weapons. Pair a shotgun with the LMG11. You're going to have to pair a shotgun with this next guy to the LMGX. Let's go ahead and get to him. LMGX is another one of my favorites. I remember grinding with for 10,000 kills on this guy. It was really, really fun. Okay, now, where is he? LMGX right there. Model's one of the best in the game. Take a look at that bad boy. Who does not want to run that? Now, hipfire accuracy is about the same, but you have a higher rate of fire, which is very important. You can actually spray and pray with this guy. Now, if you ADS, there's your grouping. As you can see, it is really bad. It is not good. It's going to cover this basically entire circle right here. But you can just keep holding it, and the spread isn't that bad. Now, you do have 400 rounds, but it is a higher rate of fire, so keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the specs. 157 damage. You're going to see that's one above the SMG for 314 headshot. That's a 2x multiplier. So you're going to be 4-shotting people, but it's going to be really close. You could do 3 headshots and 1 body shot with this guy. Okay, now the headshot DPS, take a look at this guy. 6541 compared to SMGX is 5850. You're going to be doing more damage per second because of this headshot. It does have 1250 rounds per minute. And it does not have an underbarrel. Now the hip fire is 70 compared to the LMG11's 70. And the aiming is 5. You can see that. That is worse than SMG and PDW. The aiming is 5. That sucks. But 0.06 spread is phenomenal. You're going to be able to spray people down from mid-range. No problem. You can just hold down the left click button and the LMGX will do its job. Now, 1250 rounds per minute. It's above average. Now, it does have a... Oh, I forgot about this. It does have a deploy mechanic. This kind of sucks, though, so don't really use it. It has 1800 RPM while deployed. Let's go ahead and... How do I deploy this guy? I totally forgot how to deploy this guy. How do I deploy this guy? Is it E? Oh, wait. I switched over to AR. Why did I switch over to AR? Yeah, I have no idea how to deploy. Is it Q? E, R, T, Y, C? Z, X, V? We'll get back to you on this. Oh, F, it's F, it's F. Okay, good. That's a really high rate of fire. You can spray people down with this. I would use it for, like, I don't know. Definitely not assassin armor. But LMGX, that deploy mechanic's pretty bad. Honestly, if you can move at, like, 5 or 6 walk speed, it would be good, but you cannot move at all. You're a free kill. Don't use it. LMGX is going in A tier above LMG11. It's really freaking good, but again, you're gonna need something past long range. You're gonna need a sniper for this guy, and you know, obviously you're gonna need a sniper for ScatterX, but it's way more serviceable than LMGX. Okay, so ScatterX is the king right now. Let's keep it that way. Now, Rifle 487. Actually, I'm putting LMGX above SMG. LMG is better than SMGX because of that DPS. SMG does have that underbarrel regular shotgun, by the way. That pump shotgun is really phenomenal. Keep that in mind, okay? Rifle 487. This is my boy Mano Martian. Shout out to Mano Martian. When you move around, you can see the hipfire accuracy becomes way worse, okay? But it kind of sucks. But the grouping, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. No one uses this weapon for a reason, though. 334 damage. It's gonna 3-shot to the body. It's going to 1-shot to the head. Keep that number in mind. 1-shot to the head. 9,000 headshot damage per second. That's the most out of these weapons so far. 9,000. That's freaking ridiculous. 487 RPM. That's a freaking gimmick. 3.5 second reload speed. 30 ammo. It is fully automatic, but at the end of the day, this kind of sucks. Even though it has the maximum headshot damage, I'm putting this guy in C tier. No one uses him. BW RifleX. I remember when this guy was good. So at the end of the day, you have good hip fire. It is a 1-shot weapon. You're going to have to land either to the body on assassin and non-VIP anti-explode, or you're going to have to headshot everyone else. Now, if you look at it, you're not going to one-shot everyone. It does 2250, so you're not going to one-shot heavy armor with this big downer. That sucks. But you're going to one-shot everybody else for the most part, unless you hit their shield. Now, it's an anti-material rifle, so you will be able to shoot down vortexes with it, but this gun is not very good anymore. It used to one-shot everything in the game. That's when it was really good. 60 RPM, not that bad, but not a whole lot to talk about here. It kind of sucks. I'm putting this guy in D tier. Below 487. It's worse than 487 now, even though it's anti-material. Now, moving on. Don't waste your time with these weapons unless you want the DMRs. Shotgun 03. This thing is a beast. That, you want to know how much damage that one instant did? Alright, we're pulling out the calculator, boys. Let's find out. So this thing does 15 times 150. That's 2,250 damage just right there. That'll one-shot anybody in the game except for heavy armor. That's freaking ridiculous. Headshot is 225. That's a 1.5. Headshot multiplier. The DPS is 4,500, but that doesn't tell the true story. This thing's gonna one-shot anybody. The hip firing and the aiming, 30 and 20. That's freaking awesome. It has 51 rounds for you to spray off. It has 0 ammo issues. Freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. I'm putting this guy in A tier, above LMG11, below SMGX, because remember, SMGX, take a look at that underbarrel. 15 times 133. 15 times 150. They're not that different. You're basically getting Shotgun 03 with SMGX. So you look at the aim. 30. This guy is 40. You're basically getting a mini Shotgun 03. Not that far off by using SMGX. That's freaking ridiculous. Okay? That's really, really good. SMGX is a close quarters beast. You're not going to lose with that. But if you have Shotgun 03, you might have a chance to one-shot him. Shotgun 03 is really good, and it's a really nice weapon to use. Also, one more thing to note, this guy has a reload time of 1 second. The Shotgun 03 has a reload time of 7.75, so this is a bit faster reload. ScatterX, this guy is it's a gimmick weapon now. Don't use it. Slugs are slugs. It doesn't do anything special anymore. This guy does not one-shot. Now, the buckshot looks something like this. The ADS accuracy. Oh, yeah, this is why you should not use scatter, because it's bugged. I didn't even know it was bugs. See, the slug accuracy isn't very good. This gun isn't very good anymore, but I'll run over the specs anyway. Don't get this gun, get SMG instead. 650 damage, you're not one-shotting anyone with that. It sucks. 975 headshot damage though, but you can't aim for jack shit, because the aiming accuracy is 4.5! That's horrible for a one-shot weapon. Now, the buckshot is 7 and a 130, so you're basically doing about half the damage as this guy, a little bit less than half the damage. However, it is fully automatic at 540 RPM. No, 480 RPM, even worse. The underbarrel shotgun, this is basically 3 shotguns in one, 15 times 133. It is the same as SMGX, so, but it's not as effective because, first of all, it breaks, and the timing's a bit off. I can't do it justice, but the damage per second on the slugs and the buckshot isn't high enough. The RPM isn't high enough for me to justify switching over to that and starting shooting again. Alright. So, Scatter's going in the trash with 487 and RifleX. It sucks. Okay. Moving on. We have the... I'll save the DMRs for last. Let's go ahead and do the sidearm really quick. BW pistol. My guy. This guy is a great sidearm. It is a great sidearm. It can't compete with the other BW weapons because it's a sidearm, but let's take a look at it. 143 damage, 1240 rounds per minute. This is pretty good for a sidearm. If you want to run this as a secondary, I totally recommend it. For its purpose and its job, I'm putting this guy in a solid B tier. Now, moving on to BW Golden. 625 damage. It used to be 650, but it's 625 now. That means you're going to be two-shotting, bulletproof, assassin. You're going to be two-shotting basically everyone below basic armor, okay? Headshot damage is 1250. You're going to be one-shotting everyone below basic armor as well with the headshot. Now, the hip fire is 10, aiming is 4, rate of fire is 300 rounds per minute. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. This is a really underrated weapon. The reload speed is phenomenal. It is a 1-second reload. And once you get the click rate down, this thing becomes an absolute beast. The red dot is really bad, but we don't talk about the red dot. This guy's going in A tier because it's super serviceable as a secondary. Now moving on, BW Striker. Let's go, boys. BW Striker. You love to see this weapon here. It is a lock-on. Lock-on range is pretty trash. Drop on the lock-on's not bad. Again, this is just a rocket launcher. You're not going to be seeing anything special with this, but it does also have something called a dumbfire, which means no lock-on, but it does more damage. Let's take a look at it. The primary ammo is a lock-on, so it does about 3,000 damage. Let's call it that. Splash damage is 500 at 1 meter, 1 at 1.5 meters. Splash damage sucks on all rocket launchers now. Don't even try and use it for that. Now, the dumbfire does about, I'd say about 300 damage more. Splash damage is the same. Now, the ammo on this guy is, where is he? Now the primary ammo and the dumbfire have a bit different multipliers on it. So all light aircraft is 0.3 here, and then 0.75. Where's the ammo? I'll just show you whatever. So there's your ammo, 1 out of 15. Pretty solid, pretty solid. For this, I'm putting it in B tier above BW pistol. Devastator. Devastator is not what it used to be. It's not the end-all, be-all, god tier rocket launcher, but it is a really fast muzzle velocity, same as the RPG. 3,700 damage. That outclasses BW Striker by a large margin there. It is not going to one-shot attack helicopter, which was really serviceable back in the day, but it does have 31 ammo without that VIP, so keep that in mind. Muzzle velocity is 150 meters per second. It was also 150 here, but it just seems like it's a bit higher to me. Now, at the end of the day, you're going to be doing a lot of damage to a lot of these guys, but it's the same multiplier as all the other dumbfires in the game. It is really, really nice to have, though, so I am putting this guy in A tier right there. Okay, now we're moving on to the final BW weapons. AR is currently standing alone. See if we can change that. DMR11. This is freaking awesome weapon. Freaking awesome. Number 1, take a look at this model. Godlike. Number 2, the hip fire accuracy. I love it. I love it. Your opponent's gonna be dead before you shoot 10 rounds. He's gonna be dead. The ADS accuracy. Look at that spread. That spread is freaking legendary. Take a look at that. This is a fully automatic weapon, folks, and that's not even the best part. The best part is you have a freaking flamethrower. You have a flamethrower, so if you can aim with this, okay, you're gonna do a lot of damage with that flamethrower. I'm telling you, that's huge. That's huge. It also has a couple different scope options. So 350 damage. You're gonna be 3-shotting bulletproof. You're gonna be 3-shotting anti-explode. Now you're going to be 3-shotting assassin as well. But headshot damage, you're gonna be 1-shotting anti-explode. Not gonna be 1-shotting bulletproof because it has that 10% bullet resistance. However, you will be 1-shotting assassin always because they don't have enough VIP to compensate for 1,000 damage. Freaking godlike. It is legendary. Now this rate of fire is really good. The muzzle velocity is 2250, so you're not going to have any trouble hitting opponents from long range. 360 rounds per minute. This guy is full auto, 20 in the mag, 2.5-second reload. That's really below average of the underbarrel flamethrower. It's this guy right here. 100 damage, 10 splash damage, 120 meters per second muzzle velocity. It says fire 30 ammo with a 0.03 second delay between each shot. Let's do some math to find out what the RPM is for you guys right here, okay? So if you want 0.03 seconds times 60. Okay, hold on. I'll have to divide it by 60, I think. No, my math is bad. Hold on, guys. Give me a second to figure this out. Oh, it's 60 over 0.03. You're looking at 2,000 RPM, guys. You're looking at 2,000 RPM times 100 damage. That nets you 200,000 damage per minute. And then divided by 60, that's 3,033. 3,333 damage per second. That's legendary. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a flamethrower. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be really good, guys. Trust me, it's going to be really good. That flamethrower means a lot. This guy's freaking awesome. You don't even have to use a flamethrower. This guy's S tier above ARX. Freaking awesome. I love that weapon. Now, DMRX. DMRX is supposed to be the endgame weapon. Who's that? Is that Spike? No, I have no idea who that is. DMRX. Here, 4-8. It's 4-6-8. It's gone through a lot of phases in its life. The hip fire, serviceable. Has an underbarrel plasma lancer that apparently does really good splash damage. Bullet grouping is non-existent. This thing shoots in the same place every single time. Built for skill. 625 damage. You're going to be two-shotting Assassin, Bulletproof. You're going to be two-shotting Anti-Explode. The 3 main armors in the game are going to be two-shotting with ease. Headshot damage is going to one-shot non-VIP basic armor and below. Okay. Now the headshot DPS, look at this guy. 10,000. 10,000 headshot damage. You can't tell me that's not good. 2250 meters per second velocity. Hip firing, moving is what you're really looking at. That second number right there is 20. Aiming is 0. You have perfect accuracy while aiming. 325 rounds per minute. Reload is 3 seconds. You have 15 ammo with 315 in reserve. Now you have an underbarrel plasma lance that does 600 damage, 900 headshot damage. The splash is 150 at 1 at 2 meters, so not bad. Muzzle lock is 750 meters per second, so about the same as your regular assault rifle. Damage multiplier is 1. Now you're going to take a look at this. This does a lot of damage against a lot of vehicles. This is what you want to use on. This is an anti-material rifle. You can shoot. Plasma Lance Devastator does a lot of damage up front. Now, am I going to say this is better than DMR11? Yes, I am. This is the best gun in the game if you can use it. Personally, for me, I like DMR11 a little bit more because I like myself automatic weapons. But if you are hardcore skill and you want to win base wars, use DMRX. It is the best gun in the game, hands down. It is doing its job, maintaining its title as the end-all be-all DMRX, so much so that I have a ridiculous, ludicrous amount of kills on it. Let's take a look at DMRX. We got 21,000 kills, not even a contest. I barely have 2,000 on DMR11. Freaking ridiculous. You'll love to see it. That's gonna be the video for today, guys. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Just going and breaking down every single BW weapon, telling my thoughts on it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It has been your boy Pickle. Here's the tier list one more time, so let's take a look at it. S tier, we have, this is ordered by the way, DMRs up here, X and 11, ARX, then we have LMG, SMG, Devastator, Shotgun 03, really good, LMG 11, BW Golden, Striker, in B tier. We have Pistol, PDW, AR11 in B tier. Now C tier, we're going to have ScatterX, we're going to have 487, and we're going to have RifleX. That is my video, guys. Peace out.